So in the state of Florida and continental U.S., to operate a motor vehicle on public roadway, you have to have a valid driver's license. During a traffic stop, you have to identify yourself to law enforcement. Okay?
Yeah, and my only statement is that I'm not actually operating a motor vehicle.
So
I'm driving a private auto.
it is a motor vehicle. It is a vehicle with four wheels and a motor, and it is propelled on the roadway by not your feet.
Well,
it is a motorized vehicle, okay?
But by definition, in the UCC codes, even it's a private automobile.
It's not, okay? You're going by stuff that is written 100 years ago and has changed and updated since the time you're trying to quote us by, okay?
No, it really isn't.
Okay.
It's a UCC code, and
So-
that's what they're going.
So who's carting about?
No, the tag's not legit. It's
Okay.
It's a paper tag that's
Okay.
not for hire, not for
No,
hire.
it's not for hire. It's
Okay.
a private automobile, and it's
You know,
registered
run
with
the
the
van
DOT.
real quick.
It's
All right.
registered with the DOT.
Okay, well, he's going to run the bin. We're going to try and figure out what's going on.
Explain it to you. I'm not sure what you're talking about. I've never seen that tag before, and you're not identifying yourself so that I can prove.
Hey, let's just print it on a piece of paper.
What's that? What? I'm sorry.
If I give you my name, what's that going to prove to you?
That you have a valid driver's license, first of all, and that you're operating under this U.S. code that you're referring to.
Yeah, the US code.
So I understand that I understand what you're saying, but I'm not familiar with it, and you saying that essentially that's my job. I get that, but I don't know the code. So if you could provide that so that I can prove that, because right now the public operates under. You have to have a valid license.
Perhaps the supervisor may know the UCC codes. I
Yeah.
don't know the numbers offhand, but I'm just trying to confuse.
Okay, like I said, that's why I just asked if you had an ID so we can actually figure out who you are. If you can ID yourself to us,
So-
then no. If
Am I being detained?
if
Not committing any crime?
you are currently detained on a traffic stop, ID yourself, you can get out of here a lot quicker. The longer you prolong this, the longer you're going to sit here, the longer you're going to be late for work. Okay,
Well,
so that's all we need is we need to be able to identify who you are. Okay. Do you have a picture of an ID or anything?
there's me baptized in my water.
Officer pulled over a vehicle suspected of having a counterfeit license plate.
How we doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. So
How can I help you?
I'm Deputy Gunn with the Sheriff's Office. I'm interested in your license plate. What's going on with that?
Oh, okay. It's part of the DOT.
Okay.
Basically, what I'm doing is I'm a pastor
Okay.
with the ministry, and so we're doing the whole. We're separating as far as off of the actual corporation in the United States, and so we're kind of separating that way. So it's out of the jurisdiction, but we just travel in peace.
Okay. I'm not familiar. I haven't heard of that before.
Well, a lot haven't because they don't really train up on it because you guys just serve the public and as a corporation. But yeah,
Okay.
we're just traveling peace, so we're not an actual commercial motor vehicle. It's a private entity.
Okay.
So, and that's why it's the right to travel. It's not the whole big citizen thing like that. We're actually non-citizens because we're actually a foreign entity. And so that's why, but we register with the DOT. So we just let them know, okay, we're just traveling in a private vehicle. It's actually not a motor vehicle, but actual private auto.
Okay. Do you have a driver's license on you?
I don't, because we're turning that in and because we're separating from that corporate tie. So it's not part of that whole theft protection thing that the motor vehicle department stands for. And we're not traveling in commercial.
Okay. Do you have any sort of identification on you?
I don't have my passport. I do have a license that I haven't turned in yet.
Okay.
But, but I'm not obligated to give that identification, but I work peacefully. So I'm not a rebellion. I know this is new to you. I'm trying to get to work. I'm obeying all the things and stuff like that, but I have to get to work.
Okay.
I'd love to chat with you and get together and inform you some more so you know more about it.
My point and concern is that I can't prove what you're saying. So first of all, like I said, I'm not familiar with what you're referring to.
Sure.
So in order for me to confirm what you're saying, I'd like to have some sort of identity from you.
Maybe a supervisor would understand about it as far as that, because it is under UCC code and such.
Okay.
Hey, officer.
There you go. I'm just stepping close. I can barely hear you with the window just partially open, and in traffic, I can barely hear what's going on.
He's been cooperative so far. We got no issues, but he's not going to identify himself. So I'm trying to figure out.
Well, I can verbally say I'm George.
Okay, so you know there's probably about 1 million Georges, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we need to know exactly who you are. Just saying your name George doesn't identify who you are. We have to be able to positively identify you as your specific identity. Because going by George, like I said, there's 1 million of Georges, okay? We just need a way to positively ID you as your individual self, okay? Do you have anything with your full name or any kind of documentation?
Well, I do, but I don't want to step in under the jurisdiction of the corporation. I was explaining to him.
Okay.
Because I'm just acting as a free human. I'm traveling, going to work, doing that.
So we understand that. So you're in the state of Florida, correct? Right now, we're in the state of Florida, inside the continental U.S. Okay, you agree with that? So in the state of Florida and continental U.S., to operate a motor vehicle on public roadway, you have to have a valid driver's license. During a traffic stop, you have to identify yourself to law enforcement. Okay.
Yeah, and my only statement is that I'm not actually operating a motor vehicle.
So
I'm driving a private auto.
It is a motor vehicle. It is a vehicle with 4 wheels and a motor, and it is propelled on the roadway by not your feet. Well, it is a motorized vehicle. Okay.
But by definition, in the UCC codes, even it's a private automobile.
It's not. Okay, you're going by stuff that is written 100 years ago and has changed and updated since the time what you're trying to quote us by. Okay.
No, it really isn't.
Okay.
It's a UCC code, and
So-
that's what they're going.
So is Carton about who's Carton?
No, the tag's not legit. It's
Okay.
It's a paper tag that's
Okay.
not for hire, not for
No,
hire.
it's not for hire. It's
Okay.
a private automobile, and it's
You're gonna run the
registered
van
with the
real
DOT.
quick?
Yeah,
It's
All right.
registered with the DOT.
Okay. Well, he's going to run the bin. We're going to try and figure out what's going on.
Explain it to you. I'm not sure what you're talking about. I've never seen that tag before, and you're not identifying yourself so that I can prove.
Hey, let's just print it on a piece of paper.
What's that one? I'm sorry.
If I give you my name, what's that going to prove to you?
That you have a valid driver's license, first of all, and that you're operating under this U.S. code that you're referring to.
Yeah, the US code.
So I understand that I understand what you're saying, but I'm not familiar with it. And you saying that essentially that's my job. I get that, but I don't know the code. So if you could provide that, so that I can prove that, because right now the public operates under. You have to have a valid license.
Perhaps the supervisor may know the UCC codes. I
Yeah.
don't know the numbers offhand, but I'm just trying to confuse.
Okay, like I said, that's why I just asked if you had an ID so we can actually figure out who you are. If you can ID yourself to us, then no. If
Am I being detained?
you are currently detained on a traffic stop, ID yourself. You can get out of here a lot quicker. The longer you prolong this, the longer you're going to sit here, the longer you're going to be late for work. Okay.
Well,
So that's all we need is we need to be able to identify who you are. Okay. Do you have a picture of an ID or anything?
there's me baptizing my wife.
Okay, that's not an ID. You may wrap him.
No, I got him.
You got him?
It's George. He just the registration's expired on this. He has a valid driver's license, but he's refusing to identify himself.
Yeah, because when it expired, I've learned about the private automobile. And
Write him a ticket for expired license registration and be
I'm
done.
doing the whole trust thing, and so we're just trying to transfer it into that and be peaceful. I mean, I stop and pray for you. I probably prayed for you somewhere down the line. I pray for protection for everybody. We help people. I go, I know it's different because you're traffic, but I'm not committing any crime against my fellow
You are. You're creating a motor violation.
crime.
It is a motor violation.
Human being.
A crime. We have crimes. I can arrest people for criminal citations as far as traffic violations. There are criminal citations. Okay.
I have not committed a crime against my fellow man.
Okay. We're not saying you committed a crime against your fellow man. Okay. A crime against a fellow man is going to be theft, rape, murder, stuff like that. We are traffic enforcement, so we enforce traffic laws.
Right. And when I've
You are violating a current traffic law.
But if you ask your supervisor,
You are violating a current traffic law.
if you ask,
Okay. That's fine.
So Giovanni Richard gave him a warning in September for expired tag. His tag expired in May.
So it's time for a ticket today.
And so, And so if you want to give a ticket, then you can give a ticket. And
He said he's no crime against his fellow man. I was like, well, no, this is a crime against traffic violations because you're violating.
It's drive violation, but that's if I'm operating a motor vehicle commercially.
Now let's have a discussion because now I'm curious.
Yeah, yeah.
You hold a valid driver's license.
Yes, and I'm turning that in right now with the plate.
Yes.
So that's what I'm in the process of doing, is to severing that and to do that.
Okay, but all this charade of
Well, it's not really, because what I'm doing is, as a human being, I'm deciding, okay, I'm just going to operate privately. I'm not going to hurt anybody. I know those are sunglasses.
You're fine.
But here's the thing.
Oh.
If I give you a ticket, first of all, you're still refusing to identify yourself. I found your identity, even though that's not right. But I'm saying you're by law required to identify yourself. You could be arrested for that. Let me just go through what's going on here, okay?
I mean, I've got it. I told you I've got it with me.
Then why wouldn't you provide
That's
it?
why I'm concerned.
No, I was just, because I wanted to explain it to him as the whole freedom thing, because what happens is...
Okay, so you're saying, I'm going to pause you for a second. You're saying you said you're trying to operate freely, this, that, blah, blah. Why are you carrying a valid driver's license?
Because I haven't finished the whole process yet. I'm learning about it and I'm transferring it. It's like...
Okay, so you're new to the whole system, so you really don't have 100% idea what you're trying to explain.
Yeah, no, actually, I've been studying for a while
Okay,
now.
so you're carrying a valid driver's license, so that means that you have agreed at some point in your life that you're going to follow Florida law.
Unknowingly, because I didn't
Okay,
realize...
well, so, yeah,
commercial
so
action.
that's where we're at.
You're
But I'm not- but I'm-
years old though.
But
Yeah.
I'm not acting commercially right now.
Well, nobody said you're acting commercially.
But that's what, if you look at it, your whole traffic code, it's all commercial.
No, it's not.
It's the uniform commercial
Okay,
code.
it's not.
The,
Okay.
The United
You have
States
insurance for the vehicle?
I'm sorry.
You have insurance for the vehicle?
Yeah, it's super progressive.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I could call them and get a thing again, because again,
But you don't carry that with
I
you?
was sending that all in. No.
You
So
don't.
here's my concern here.
Yeah.
Okay. So we still have not resolved the situation where you were warned last September for your expired tag. It's still expired. You've now put
No,
a
and that's-
fraudulent paper license plate on.
Well, no, it really isn't. That's
It
what I'm
is
saying.
fraudulent.
I'm,
It doesn't populate into any database. That means it is fraudulent.
no, it just means it's not registered commercial.
No, it means it is fraudulent. And if it does not populate to your motor vehicle or a motor vehicle, it is a fraudulent plate, which is a felony in the state of Florida.
No, I'm merely showing that it's been registered with a DO.
It has not been. It has not been. Our system is connected straight to them. Okay.
You have a different license plate attached
Well,
to this vehicle.
the federal, I'm sorry, the FMST.
Okay. Yeah. So now you keep changing because earlier you're saying FDOT. FDOT is Florida Department. We're connected straight to the system.
Who's the supervisor to call in this?
Alecron.
I'm not hurting anybody. I'm just traveling and I'm trying to.
Because my concern is he's already been stopped for this once.
Well, that,
And now he's put in front.
And since
You can hit him for the felony
and
and be done with it.
That's why I'm actually started the process, because since then I'm like, okay, I shouldn't re-register it. I need to go through this process. So that's what it is. I'm in the process of.
He was over on 41. You want to see if he can kick over here?
Yeah, because I don't think that. So I don't think a ticket is going to resolve this matter. You know what I mean? Like his tag's still expired.
It's not a rebellious. I'm not rebellious. Spirit, like I said.
What happens if you? Let's give this example. While he's making a phone call, what happens if you hit somebody out here in the roadway? What's the process then?
Well, I still purchased some insurance to help offset that, but then we actually have a bond. Everybody has a bond tied to the Social Security. And so you can actually access that and set up a bond to then take care of anything. So anything that I'm liable for, if I've committed any damage to anybody, then I become liable for it and take care of it. And so I either do it through my own personal or do it through the bond that's attached.
Kilo Sergeant's on his way. We're still 10-4, thank you.
Do you have anything that I can Google or any paperwork for me that I can look at?
Hey, you know the best thing? He just taped this to the valid license plate for the Florida.
That's what I was asking him. When did this charade just randomly?
When he got his last citation.
He didn't get a ticket actually, so that's the concern.
It's
Is
just the warning.
Give it
Yeah, it was warning, and that's when I started to research more about it, because I'd heard stuff about it. And actually, I researched it before.
okay. That's what I'm asking for. Let's see what you can provide for us.
Let's see. No.
Because the problem is we're not going to come to a resolution if we give him a ticket and he drives off. He still can't drive off because he doesn't have a valid registration for the vehicle.
But no, because then you're detaining and then you're kidnapped.
No, it's not kidnapping.
Because I'm a private individual and I'm not falling under the jurisdiction.
I'm asking you to provide that. So right now I'm just having a conversation with him while you look for that, okay?
Yeah.
Because as far as we're concerned, the law is that you cannot, number one, have a tinted license plate cover over your license plate. And then two, once I get you stopped and I can verify the license plate, I can't verify it. So you have 2 violations for the traffic stop, okay?
So I'm going to be very kind of sarcastic. So you live in Kings Point, which is a gated neighborhood, correct?
I actually don't live in Kings Point.
Okay, why do you have Kings Point?
Because I do stuff. I go with people all the time, I help elderly.
Okay, so then I need to go to Kings Point and let them know that you're not welcome in there because you have to be able to ID yourself when you go into Kings Point. Do you provide ID to the security guards at Kings Point?
No, somebody always calls me in and they say,
Okay, but you still have to ID yourself when you enter these
I
gated
do, and I
neighborhoods.
say, yes, I'm Pastor George. Anybody can travel. It's honestly, again, it's a free, like you as a flesh and blood, you should be able to travel and walk and ride anywhere you want privately.
Okay.
You shouldn't be inhibited. If you're inhibited, then you're a slave.
Okay.
And you're not free to do those things.
So what point in your life did you decide to convert to this belief?
Well, it's not converting to a belief. It's just I've learned about it. I've been since 2001. I've been, saved and born again. So I actually serve God. I serve people. I serve the elderly. I pray for folks.
Okay.
I do no harm to my
being
fellow.
saved and praying and all that stuff, that is a religious belief. That is not a
Right.
a
And
freedom
so
on the
I've
roadway.
extended that so that I've learned about the actual UCC codes
Okay.
enough to see that, wait a second, we are privately and we can operate privately ourselves. We can walk and do those
You
things.
can walk wherever you want. A motor vehicle is a right and privilege. It is not your freedom.
If you do, well, it actually is. If you're
It's not.
under the corporation.
No, so the motor vehicle traveling on public roadways is not a freedom. It is a right. It is something that is allowed and provided to you
If
as long as you follow the laws and the guidelines that are provided.
what you just said is actually perfect. You're absolutely right. It is a right once you're a part of the corporation.
It is a right. So it is a right. So if you follow the rules and guidelines that give you the right to operate your motor vehicle, then yeah, you can operate a motor vehicle on roadway. Part of that is involved in the state of Florida specifically is 1, you have to have a valid driver's license. 2, you have to have registration for a vehicle. And 3, you have to have insurance for that vehicle. So far, you do not have registration for this vehicle. You have not provided insurance for the vehicle. And you will not provide your ID. You made us take the long way around to figure out who you actually are. Okay? So
I told you honestly who I was.
you told us your name was George, and I told you there's probably 1 million Georges in the state of Florida. That does not ID you. That is not your
And
physical,
like I said,
personal ID.
Everything you just said is absolutely true if you're under the corporation of the United States.
Do you
And
live in the United States?
What I'm choosing.
Are you residing in the
I
United
don't-
States?
No, I'm not residing there.
Okay. Are you
I'm-
traveling in the United
I
States?
reside here in the spirit.
Okay. Are you traveling in the United States?
I'm not traveling by
You just told us
definition,
you were traveling.
Not of the UCC code.
You just told us you were traveling.
I'm actually.
Can you decide if you're traveling or not
I'm
traveling?
not commercially traveling.
You are traveling. Traveling.
I'm moving my body.
Are you walking on 2 feet or are you driving a motor
Doesn't
vehicle?
matter. I'm moving.
You're
from one
operating
place
a
to
motor
another.
vehicle, correct?
No.
Okay,
that is
yes.
not correct. I'm
This
not operating
this is a motor vehicle.
By definition, go to UCC code.
Okay, well, we're not UCC. This is Florida. We
It's
follow
Florida.
Florida code, okay?
Well, Florida
States,
is under the
no,
under
states.
commercial code.
So, okay, you have your levels of government if you want to go all through your governments. You have your federal government, you have your state and local governments. State and local governments are what you have to follow. State and local can trump over top of your federal
if you're
governments.
part of that corporation.
Okay, so you just said you agreed with it, now you don't agree with it.
No, I agree that that's true if you're stepping into that corporation.
Okay, you're in the state of Florida. So
I'm
the
not
state of
already in-
Florida requires you to have that stuff, and you don't want to provide that stuff.
As a person identified as a commercial unit of the corporation, but I'm not. That's what I'm saying. I'm now trying to say, okay, I'm functioning as a flesh and blood.
So
I'm human.
I'm just going to give you a tidbit of information. Okay, you can take it however you want. So that piece of paper that you have that has a private property number on there, that is what we call it. The state of Florida considers that a fraudulent tag or counterfeit tag. which is a felony in the state of Florida and is an arrestable offense, okay? Because it is not proper registration. It is a falsified document to say you have the registration for a vehicle, okay?
You got it.